What it do, everybody? It is Men's Mental Health Monday here with Darius Pro Pittman and my brother Venie The Great. How are you guys doing out there?
What's happening?
So good to see you guys. So good to be here. I am Pro Pittman once again. This is episode 50 of Men's Mental Health
5-0.
Monday. Yes, sir.
No
Here on
popo.
251 Talk Radio. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for being here, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, or here live on stereo where you can join the conversation and leave a message. We're happy to have you guys back here in 2023. It is a new year, guys. It is a new time. You know, we got all these things we can build on and perfect with ourselves, you know, and build within the new year. So hope you guys are enjoying your new year, and thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Vinny, how you feeling, my brother?
I feel great. I just have to put this out there, man. Like, the universe speaks to me dearly. About a week ago, I was in Lambeau Field and we got the brakes beat off of us because I'm a Viking fan, you know.
I can't even laugh because
But
y'all beat us yesterday. So yeah,
but
yeah.
the most important part is I'm marked safe from Go Pack Go until September. Thank you, God.
Yes, the Green Bay Packers are out of playoff contention. Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb walked off the field like it may be their last time together. You know what I'm saying? So here in southern Wisconsin, that is a bone of contention or a reason to celebrate, depending on who you are. uh,
Exactly.
yes, your Vikings took care of us. We were 3-14. We weren't doing it anyway, so we got the
I
last.
mean, y'all didn't play y'all starters, and we played our starters for one quarter.
Right, we
Man.
got the first pick in the draft, so we'll see if we messed that up or not. You know, so. But I digress. This is
For sure.
Men's Mental Health Monday, guys, a show where we come together once a week and talk about the stigma of men not speaking about how they feel emotionally, about us holding back our true feelings, about not being our true selves because we let mental issues or whatever the case, get in the way of those things. You know what I'm saying? So we have this conversation here once a week on stereo. We're so happy for you to join us. We are on episode 50 today. 50
50.
guys, 50 episodes of me and Vinny having this conversation, of putting this into the air, of spreading awareness about men's mental health. We're so happy to be here for our 50th episode, and we're going to keep it rocking to episode 100. So,
Yeah.
episode 50. Yeah. Where's it at? Hold on, wait. What? What's it at? What happened? Well, what? Instead of yeah. Shouts out to Kevin. Yeah. Um, yeah. Episode 50. You know, Power Cipher. 50, guys. Strong number. You know, halfway to a century, halfway to 100. You know, the halfway mark is sometimes a subconscious thing in our life that we deal with a lot, especially when you get, into your mid 30s. You start to feel that middle age crisis. You know, am I halfway through my life? You know, have I reached the halfway point? What have I accomplished? What am I leaving here? You know, and those things that subconsciously affect you throughout your day, throughout your daily business, and hopefully they affect you in a positive way to the point where you still have to grind. There's still work to be done. You know, me personally, I have an issue with mortality. I grew up not afraid of death, but just very much aware of it too early in my life. You know, one of my first memories is my father's funeral. And I remember it, walking up to the casket, kissing his body. I never forget that walk. And it was like I was 3 years old, but I remember it vividly. And so my pops died when he was 33, and my grandfather dying in his mid 70s. I have both sides of the spectrum to lean on and to expect. Like, oh shit, I should live, for today and fuck the bullshit. And you could die when you're 33, so you should experience life and have fun now and don't worry about nothing. Or my grandpa died in his mid 70s. Bro, take your time. You have plenty of time left. Build. You're gonna see your family grow. Relax. Don't worry. I go back and forth between both of those. You know, they're like, oh shit, you could die any moment now. Your friends are dying at this age. What if you die tomorrow? You know, all the way up to nah, bro. You're gonna sit back like your grandpa and watch your kids run around and enjoy life. And it's about me being an optimist too. I'm a serial optimist, guys. Like I can't I can't deal with pessimism. I can't live around it. I can't participate in it. I cup is always half full to me, especially with the life I've lived as a child and the bullshit I went through. It's very very hard for me to go, oh, woo, boo hoo, life, oh, life sucks and I don't want to be here anymore. No, I'm thankful to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I'm worried about how long I got still to be here. When those things fuck with you and affect you, especially at our age. The halfway point mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not something I'm sure we all deal with, but it is something in particular that I deal with. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Vinny? You deal with mortality issues? You ever worry about that type of stuff?
I think I don't, and I think that's what
That's good.
makes me like more acceptable for like death. You know what I'm saying? Like I am not afraid to die. I'm actually excited. Not like as in like please kill me now. No, it's more or less like I know that there's more to life than what is
Hmm.
presented to us as far as our reality. And I think at an early age I had to deal with death myself. I lost my brother, and that was
Hmm.
like my role model and stuff like this. And when that happened, it definitely shook my whole world. And then I started understanding that, you know what? We all don't live forever. If it's one thing that we all have in common, it doesn't matter what color you are, man, woman, whatever. We are born and we die. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're born for a minute or you're born for 89 years. We all live and we all die. And I think once you get closer to accepting that, hey, you know, everybody that I come in contact with is going to have to go through this. It just kind of makes it like a general thing. You know what I mean? Um, I just feel like with my experiences, like I've lost a lot in the last like 3 years, as far as uncles, my mom, and stuff like that. But yet I'm still on my square. A lot of people like commend me for that. They're like, man, when I lost my mom, when I lost my dad, I went through a very dark period. I didn't let myself get there. And maybe it's because of things that happened to me when I was younger, but I just understood death at a young age. And like I said, people can go through their whole life not understanding why, trauma, you know? And I just think that, every day, if I live to my full potential and I hold nothing back, I feel comfortable with saying, okay, I can go, you know? I want to see my kids grow just like the rest of the people. I want to, you know, see them graduate. I want to see them get married. I want to have grandkids and stuff like that. But if that's not in the cards for me, I'm also okay with that too. So for me, it's about outlook, perspective, and really how you dealt with your trauma from past years.
I read a quote when I was young that said, "When you learn how to die, that's when you learn how to live." A man has two lives. The first life starts after he realizes, or the second life starts after he realizes he only has one. You know, um, and it goes a long way. Especially when you experience loss and trauma. The first memory I have of being alive is of my father being dead, and so I had to, as a child, deal with that early, a lot earlier than a lot of people, and had to understand and deal with it fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I got death.
And
Death was the first thing I got in life before I even got
yeah,
life.
and you know
I
what?
got
To
death.
be
You know what I'm saying?
to piggyback off that just a little bit, like that's how you started to pretty much remember life. So I'm pretty sure, like I was 12 years into life before I lost something that was that valuable. You know what I'm saying? So you started off like that. So maybe that can be why our perspectives are kind of different on this. You know what I mean?
No, they're actually the same. It seems like it just took different roads to get there. 100% by where I am now. Shit. And we deal with death so much. And with social media, death is everywhere with you. Every day.
Yes, for sure.
Once a week you wake up and you hesitant to scroll to find out who done died or who done passed, and that's just but that's just depending on if how you look at the situation. Period. Me being such an optimist, I hope that when someone passes, that not hope, because I don't smoke the hopium. I don't like to live off hope. I like to have faith and not blind faith, just faith in what I know. So I just don't worry about other people's situations and other lives when it comes to that, because mine is such a serious thing in my life. So I try to make a point that I stay on top of the things that I want to have, and live comfortably and live righteously. So life can be good while we're here. A lot of times men get broken down, situationally, masculine wise, emasculated through life, through situations to when they get to our age, motherfuckers just happy to be here. Like we said
For
before, they're
sure.
not
For sure.
looking to push or try or strive anymore. And there's a lot of things that come along with that. There's a passage in the book that I've been reading, The Masculine in Relationship, by C.S. Youngblood, that I want to read real quick to you guys about a false version of masculinity that we deal with daily. It says a false version of masculinity is the man who lives life emotionally and physically tightened up. You know the type. It shows in the way he walks. Usually, the upper body is held very tightly. The arms don't swing naturally. The torso doesn't rotate. The head doesn't move, and the jaw is clenched. It's as if he is doing a military march. Emotionally, he is reserved and to the point of being shut down. He's always fine, even in situations he would naturally elicit emotion from any normal human. He dismisses emotion as something for weak men and women. Others may respect him or even be a little afraid of him, but they won't feel connected to him. He is not grounded in real personal power, but rather just contracted in self protection. He is really just bracing against a fear, which he doesn't even acknowledge to himself. I have compassion for this man. He's condemned himself to a life of clenching, to maintaining a false front of untouchability. And this type of tightness will prevent any real sort of emotional connection with others. This is going to be a real problem in an intimate relationship. Even if the man is handsome, smart, and successful, women will eventually tire of his lack of emotional vulnerability. Now, I want to stop there real quick, because we all know the tough guy, the I'm good, nothing can hurt me, nothing can harm me. You know what I'm saying? You wonder when he goes home at night, does he actually admit how he's feeling? Does he deal with what that day has given him, or is he just too tough? Is he have so much money to where his money keeps him happy? Is he not actually dealing with himself and what's going on around him? And those around you can see that. They may, think you're cool or tough, but no one's gonna feel you. No one's gonna, actually want to connect with you, because you're not taking the time to connect with yourself, which goes a long way. A man who is connected within himself and what he knows is wrong or right in his life and is working to keep it, right or fix the wrong, that person honestly exudes so much more energy outside of himself. You know what I'm saying? That comes to other people. I've spent times in my life being that guy, being the tough guy who was pissed off all the time and mad and blaming the world for his issues and shit. And I'm cool. Don't fucking worry about it. And I had to open up. It's tough for me to meet new friends and have different experiences. For me to honestly cry it out one day,
Yeah.
let it go and stop blaming everyone else or the world for my problems. You know what I'm saying? And realize that I'm in control. The man who acts like that is not in control really. As much as he thinks he is,
No,
he's not really in control until you let
now
go. You know what I'm saying?
my question for this is, do you think that, because like from what that passage sounds, it sounds like it's like the person builds a wall,
Mm-hmm.
whether the wall is tough or the wall is fake, fabricated, or whatever. But I feel like if you build walls, it's what you build them of, if that makes any sense. Because like if you build a wall where nobody can penetrate you, you know what I'm saying? That is the worst form of protection. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're in a relationship, because if you build a brick wall that
Oh
not
yeah.
even the person that you spend every day with can tear down, that's where the lack of emotion comes from. But I just feel like most of these guys that walk around tough Tony, you know what I mean? They're really, it's a defense mechanism, and they really need to reach out and get help. And I feel like, you know, oh, but if I do go get help, then I'm lesser of a man. So it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna have to take your ego out of it, especially when
Absolutely.
you're taking a wall down. Because to me, walls are pure ego. So it's just on how you build a wall too. Because like I'm like that. I will build a wall if I feel like like emasculated or something like that. I will build a wall up, but my wall's
Mm-hmm.
not hard to tear down either. You know what I mean? Because like everybody, I feel like should protect themselves and protect their feelings and emotions. But if you overprotect them, what are you really doing for yourself?
Right. What do you want? Do you want the connection or not?
Yes,
I feel like we shouldn't build walls up. We should build doors. A door can still close
I
something. It can
feel that.
still, you feel me? It can
Ooh,
still keep something out.
mm,
But if a person has the right key, they're allowed, they're able to unlock it and open it up and to enter inside. But I can also
exactly.
close it once they come in. I can close it back behind them, so
I
everyone
like
is
that.
not
I like
allowed
that,
in. You
boy.
feel me?
I like that.
Yeah, we
Good
should
one,
build
boy.
doors and not build walls. especially when
For
it comes to
sure.
men's mental health. Allow people in if they are trying to be. You know, shit, you feel me knocking? Shit, well, let me in. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker ain't knocking, keep the door closed. I don't need to, and not a window, to where I want it to be a door where you can walk in. You feel me? So, but by my choice. And I just think it's important that we differentiate that type of behavior, especially within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Um, Back to this passage, it says a physically superior man isn't necessarily born with a settled nervous system, the capability and desire to provide structure, and the impulse to create safety for his woman, but his experience of the world has helped build his confidence. Over the course of his life, this man typically got whatever he wanted because of his looks and size. He intimidated the males and enticed the females. No one ever told the big guy no or ignored him. He doesn't even know what it would feel like, so his mind doesn't go to a place where he is fearful of these things happening. From this, his confidence and clarity was born. He rarely meets resistance, so he always assumes he'll get what he wants. So while his looks and size are a huge boost for him, it is the resultant mindset that developed within him over time that is the core of his masculine energy. But it's also true that any man can develop this mindset, even if he doesn't possess exceptional size and looks. I know this to be true. A professor of mine back in graduate school was 5'6", yet I have a distinct memory of him withstanding the verbal attack of an angry and aggressive graduate student while giving a public talk, then verbally neutralizing her aggression by staying settled and setting a boundary. I remember meeting another man at a workshop who was 5'4" and balding, yet because of the force of his personal energy, he occurred to me as much larger. I asked him point blank if he knew why that was. And he told me it was because he practiced Krav Maga, an intense and violent Israeli martial art, for about 10 years, and it changed him profoundly. Neither of these men was physically impressive in any way, yet simply because of their energy, I was drawn to them, and sure that I'd rather be their friend than their rival. Lastly, it says the reality of that short of jaw implants, elevator shoes, and steroids, you aren't going to transform yourself into being a hunk. So your path to a strong masculine core is going to
Fan
have to
said
start
hunk.
from inside. You feel me?
They'll
So
be
your
killing
path
me.
to a strong masculine core is going to have to start from inside. My guidance to you is to stop worrying about what you don't have and focus on the teachings I will share with you in this book. And while you're at it, stop assuming that physically imposing men with whom you've come into contact with are masculine. These projections only give you the undeserved power over you. You feel me? So, um, I feel that. You know, my brother is 6'2", 250. Big dude, tough guy, football player. But he doesn't use that to exert his personality, his masculinity. He's actually a sweet, soft-spoken dude. You know what I'm saying? Really gentle and can calm you in times of stress and everything like that. You know, um, as opposed to other big dudes who want to use that to intimidate you, to impress you, to get a one up over you. To see a man that big not use his size as any type of sense of personality really humbles me. And I'm just realizing that now about my brother. He was never, he never cared about the fact that he was a big dude. He worked for it, but never used that. I also know little dudes, 5 feet five guys, who got a lot of power, a lot of stature and a lot of strength. And it ain't because they are intimidating. You don't think they can beat your ass, but you would never try them because certain men just walk a certain way. The whole idea of real recognizes real. You know what I'm saying? I know that to be true through and through. I was in Queens, New
For
York,
sure.
2 o'clock in the morning, walking to trying to find a Swisher. They don't sell Swishers in New York, so you gotta get a
No, I
Dutch. You feel
don't.
me?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in New York
Dutch,
trying to
bro. I was
find a
about to,
switcher, bro. Hey,
man.
yep, I
If
had to
you
get a
could,
Dutch.
if you would have told me that, I would have told you that. Like, I ain't never been out
Hey,
there,
I was.
but everybody that I've known from the East Coast, they always bought Dutch Masters to the match, for real.
It was
So
Dutchess, Phillies, everything but Swishers. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. So I was on Linden, the same street that Nas and DMX is walking down on in Belly and shit when DMX is stressing about he ain't got no dough for ox. Um, I was on Linden 2 o'clock in the morning because our we got in town late and I decided to still go get a blunt. And I'm walking down Linden Avenue in Queens, New York, 2 a.m. And for some reason, I didn't feel like weird or worried or like I'm not worried about nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the whole idea of real recognize real. Like shit, motherfucker ain't gonna see me as prey. If you don't project yourself to this world as prey, you know, no one's gonna try to be a predator to you. They're gonna respect another lion when they see another lion. You feel me? Nobody's gonna try to test you and touch you and put their hands on you, whatever the case, mentally or physically. So I think it's important to us as man, we learn how to have that confidence and truth within ourselves to where you could drop me in any hood, in any jungle, and I'm gonna
For sure.
realize I'm one of the soldiers like the rest of them. I'm not a savage like the rest of them like I used to be, but I'm still a soldier, mentally and physically. And things we go to in our life mentally have to provide a physical strength, a reassurance. Like, motherfucker, you know what I've been through? I'd be damned. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can tear me down by intimidating me with your looks or flexing on me or talking down to me. But there are women
Hmm.
you have a conversation with and they'll use their intelligence against you. You'll get flustered in a conversation and you can't even say the things you want to say. It's always, ooh, an hour later, ooh, I should have said this. But a lot of that
Yeah,
comes
because they
with the
got five brains and they can think about five things at once.
right. Us not having
It's
that
hard.
comfortability within ourselves goes a long way. So we have to, reserve ourselves. Sometimes take some time alone, fast. And I don't mean literally like physically fast from food, fast from people, fast from social media, fast from whatever it
For
is
sure.
that's making you feel weak, and discipline. As much as I know
Hmm.
Andrew Tate is a hot topic right now, and he, say what you want about him, he had a lot of good points on the things
A
he was
lot
saying.
of good
A
points, but
lot of great points.
you know what I'm
Bruh.
saying. He's got a lot of brawn to his arguments and stuff,
Hmm.
but he's just right.
The point
He's
he's
right a
on,
lot about a lot of stuff. I
the
mean, like,
motherfucker said,
but go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, he said the way I feel in the morning has absolutely no bearing on the things that I do. He was like, I'm not, he told Adam, like, you're not always going to feel motivated. Motivation isn't the thing. You're not always going to
Oh,
feel motivated. It's discipline. He said, you think a person who trains every day is motivated to want to do that, to want to get up? No, they're disciplined. And discipline is the main key to becoming, successful in this world. You can discipline yourself with an art or with a craft and just,
yep.
block out everything else and focus on that, and you will become successful. It's when you let everything else in your life, and the emotions and everything and all the tornado of bullshit that you can't focus on with one thing you want to be disciplined on. And we all have those things, whether it's a hobby you want to get better at, a craft you want to become proficient in, a career you want to become successful in. You have to be disciplined in the act of getting it done, of the act of balancing your day properly to be able to do these things. And that's something that I'm definitely in the middle of. That's where my issues lie. It's not the commitment, not the motivation. It's disciplining myself, not letting comfort living fall into place. Ah, shit, life's been hard the last couple of years. I'm just gonna relax today.
Yeah, I'm just
You
gonna
know what I'm
relax
saying?
today.
And shit. And sometimes
Yeah.
it's necessary. But it's not if you want to get to a certain point. So that's definitely where I am right now in 2023 is discipline. Disciplining myself financially, physically, just motivating myself to always um, doing what needs to be done, having a checklist and checking it off every day, no matter what comes in my way. It's easier said than done, but I'm definitely working on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Um, what I'm starting to realize more and more every day is that like I've been reading a book also myself.
Hmm.
It's called Of Boys and I think it's Of Boys and Men. And the thing that struck me the most, and I've only gotten through 10 pages of this book,
Hmm.
and they talk about the rapid success of economic success in women from 60, 50, 60 years ago to now. And there was a number in there, man, I don't want to say the wrong number. I think it was like 13% back in like the 60s of women went to work. And I think now that percentage is over 40.
Hmm.
So when you got to think about like the society painted a man back then of, okay, we're the breadwinners. We come home, you cook, you clean, you do this, you do that, and I just handle making the bills, making the money for the bills, and we take trips and whatever. But now the roles are reversed. Now there's a lot of women that are going to work. They are independent. They don't have to rely on a man, which that's what the movement was for, right? Like so when you think about that and you think about how fast that changed, I just think a lot of us, and that includes me, that includes a lot of women. they don't look at both sides of it, and we don't either. You know what I mean? Like, it is okay for a woman to make more money than a man, but society has like got this thing in our heads where that's not right. You need to be more of a man, and da, 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 da. So now we stress ourselves out. We try to figure out a plan to elevate ourselves over somebody that we love. Now, how does that make sense?
I
So
don't. Hmm.
basically, what I'm getting at is that like things have changed so quickly, and women have achieved so much success, especially in the workforce, that we can't handle it. We cannot
True.
handle it
I think that type of energy starts in the household too.
for
Like,
sure.
does is if that is the case, does the woman make that man feel less than because of it? Is he subconsciously doing that to himself, or are they perfectly fine with it? You know what I'm saying? They both grind.
Exactly.
I've been in both situations in my life to where there was times where I wasn't working as much as my fiance was not taking care of the bills, but she was making more. Then there's been other times like now to where I bring in more money, and you know what I'm saying, and I take care of more of the bills because I make more money. And I don't think it ever, thankfully, it ever was like a who cared? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think
Yes.
I care or not. It was just long as things get
Exactly.
taken care of. But you're completely right. There are people that care profusely about that type of stuff. Because they're still
Exactly.
worried about roles in life. And but then there's the flip side of it, of how, yeah, it wasn't like the man wanted to not be the breadwinner, because in the fucking 80s, especially the black man, in the
Yes.
80s, that's
For
when Reagan
sure.
threw all the black niggas in jail. He threw everyone in jail
For what?
basically.
You know what I'm saying?
All the
Like,
black men get locked up. They're leaving the household. Now the woman has no choice but to be the breadwinner now. And that's the same thing happened back during the war times, but she respected why her man was gone, so she held it down. they they
exactly.
they,
So
they, they
she
played
held it down.
baseball, a league of their own. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like there's a resentment. Oh, these niggas ain't shit. I should not do this
Right.
shit. So woo,
Right.
woo, woo. And now
For
they're
sure.
subsidizing all the femininity that they actually have inside them to be more masculine. And that's the exact thing that my book is telling us that's happening in this world, that is
Yep.
keeping the relationships toxic, because we're not able to uphold our end of the bargain. But the roles have been so switched, it's like it's way more hard for a man to be on
Yes,
the other
bro.
side of it, because that woman will tell you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the circumstances about, and the
And
circumstances may not be that
let
clear
you
cut
know for
dry.
sure.
Yeah.
Let you know. Get the point across for sure. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're making more money than you.
Oh
And that
shit.
and when I look at this book, and I'm like I said, I'm only 10 pages in. That's why I'm just like, oh my god, I just started reading it like a couple days ago. I just ain't been able to pick it back up. But I just got to thinking like, how many women have went to work, make more than the man, or the man is out here trying to fulfill some like dope boy dreams or something like that, and getting in jail and stuff like that. Like, these are all issues that men, you know what I'm saying, like used to go through. It's like the roles have literally reversed. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
we didn't notice it. When did it reverse? When did everything switch? You know what I'm saying? But that's
Yeah.
where society comes in, and that's where how it's built. You know what I mean? So we have to recognize each other's side if we ever gonna get over that toxicness that you talk about. So
Hmm.
like, bro, like I don't know, just reading this has really opened my mind to a lot more things, and understanding female leadership, male leadership, understanding that being an alpha is not just being a male. You feel me? Like
That's perfect. Yeah.
it's
That's
so
it.
like it's like gender inequality will only rise if we don't understand and want each other. Period.
That's a perfect segue into what I was going to say next, because literally the next chapter, well, I mean, the next paragraph I was going to read starts like this. Another prominent archetype of that is the alpha dog. This is the same as our definition of a masculine leader. An alpha dog is unquestionably in charge. He dominates others with little regard for their feelings. Everyone else is expected to fall in line. The alpha also often, gains his position through superior physicality, intellect, or aggression. Yet masculinity, as I present it, is not predicated on being superior or more aggressive. It is about purging your own anxiety and fear, making
Mm,
choices instead of reacting, setting
mm.
direction and taking care of others. The degree to which you are in charge is based on how grounded you are and how well you inspire trust from those around you, particularly your woman. The alpha dog fights his way to the top, but the truly masculine man naturally rises to the top as others see him living the qualities outlined in the blueprint. You feel me? So it's just, you can get that same sense of
Yes,
control and
sir.
leadership, by communicating and being a partner, as opposed to, and that's the part about Andrew Tate that's not coming across properly, is he,
Yes, for
that alpha
sure.
dog aspect of him, he doesn't give a fuck. He's going to project that because he's already made it and he doesn't care. I've seen him talk compassionately. I've seen someone ask him a question and he goes, no, 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 I don't think that, and I actually, love women. I think they're the most, important thing on this earth, but but he's at a point in his life where he feels like, he's a top G, like he says, you know what I'm saying? And that affects, the way that other people see you. He may be a nice guy actually, but the world is not seeing him as that. And now with all the bullshit going on, him getting arrested, the potential rape allegations, that's all fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
And it's too
trafficking and
bad when
shit.
a person
Yeah.
like that, right, a person like that, right, who has all this power and potential and ability to teach people, gets brought down to that level. That man should have been able to be powerful and to teach and to bring a whole generation of men out of their fucking slump. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because he said a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the issues over here in the West is all mental. It's all mental. He's been around the world. You know what I'm saying? It's people over here. We're mentally fucked up. We let, social media is toxic. Instagram is not good for our lives. We shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
scrolling Instagram. We should be,
For sure.
living
You
our
see, I
own life.
deleted Facebook, bro, just for that simple reason.
Yeah,
That
man,
shit is
welcome to the club.
toxic,
Yeah,
bro.
it's important. I've deactivated that bitch for 6 months at a time, and it's the best time of my life. I'll reactivate it because, like, there's some business wise that I just can't do on my page. I have to do it on a regular one, and now I'm back, and now I'm immediately regretting it, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I completely understand, bro. You don't need it. I'll keep Messenger. You can still reach me. But far as
Yeah, for
having my
sure.
own news feed to scroll of people's personal opinions and news, but no, give me a newspaper. Give me an actual. There's a website
Yeah.
that I subscribe to called Morning Brew that sends me an email every morning that gives me all the major points of what's going on in the world that I chose from categories, to what's going on with the House of Representatives, to what's going on with the stocks, to what's going on with entertainment, everything that I'm into. It gives me all the breakdown, and in 10 minutes I can read all of it, have all my talking points for today if I bump into someone who's also, interested in current events, and know what's going on, and then I'm out. I'm moving forward with my day, as opposed to Facebook, where you go there for that same reason. Subconsciously, you want to know what's going on. You want to be in the loop. You want to be, involved in shit. But now you see Karen's opinion about this. And I didn't mean to say Karen on purpose. Me, I literally know a woman named Karen. But now you're seeing, people you care about's opinions on shit that make you think less about them. The fucking viral videos, I think, is the worst thing about social media. Period. It's a time sucker. TikTok by itself. Don't get me wrong. I learned a lot on TikTok, and I've seen a lot of beautiful, heartwarming stories and a lot of good laughs. But the idea of constantly going to our phone for entertainment as opposed to looking in front of us to what's actually happening in our life is damaging to, I think, a lot of men who are supposed to be on the fucking grind right now. I can see if your life is great, you good already, but if you ain't got everything you need, then what you doing? It's like
Yeah,
me.
man.
It's like
And
niggas who,
let's
who want to smoke weed when they broke. I heard a line that fucked me up. It's like, why you want to get high when you broke? And I was like, it's like, oh shit, like, what are you doing?
man.
What are you celebrating? What do you get up? Go accomplish something first. Don't spend your last on something that's not gonna bring you anything but temporary happiness. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put in real work. And I hope 2023 is that for everybody. 23 is a W, in Supreme Alphabet. And whenever I think of W's, just to remember, I think of Michael Jordan. You feel me? Just to make sure I can remember what 23 is, it's a W. And I want everyone to get W's this year. If you ask me, the last couple years was an L. I had an L the last couple years, bro. I came in fucking front. This year I'm trying to really manifest those W's, and that comes from discipline and dedication, like we were talking about earlier. Facts, facts, facts.
And the one thing I want to touch on with social media is that when like people literally live their lives through it, even if it's a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like all the stuff that you're scrolling through, we're not made to like just take in all this information like that because
true.
90% of it is useless. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like you said with the viral videos and TikTok and stuff like that. You get these viral videos, and now people are acting like this and acting like that. Now I'm trying to one up you and one up you, and now we're content creators, and so now
yeah,
you spend all day thinking of how to create content when there's so much more life out there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, have you talked to a loved one today? Have you gone and seen? When's the last time you went and seen your mom or your grandmama? When's
Right.
the time you visit your auntie or something like that really care about you or something like that? Like, man, we put all this stuff in front of us. Just like I said last week with the jar, the sand, the pebbles, and the golf balls. If you put the sand in first, which is all irrelevant shit, how you gonna have room for the golf balls and the pebbles, the important people and the important stuff in your life? So yeah, I took that social media diet because I used to hear you say it all the time, and I used to always think like, maybe I'm not. I don't think I'm victim to that. And then I
Mm-hmm.
started, and then I started making excuses for it, not even
Right. I feel
realizing I'm
you.
making excuses like, oh man, I got family on there. Well,
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
motherfucker, I
Mm-hmm.
also got a phone, a number, and a phone. If you really want to, keep in contact with me, you can just call me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. I feel
Or
you.
email me or something. So like, I'm like, you know what, fam is right. I'm gonna try this, man. Ever since I've had that off my plate, like I do still go on Twitter, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not like Facebook was the thing. You know what I mean? I sit there and I scroll, waste about 45 minutes. I have to take the shit in 10 minutes, still in the bathroom for 45. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like that I just wasted that much time looking at my phone. And that's what they want for me. You know what I mean? Not to be productive. Rot my mind with this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man, it's
They
just
don't want you to
crazy,
find your
bro.
power and to be disciplined in your craft, to become better and successful, and then to pass that knowledge to somebody else. If we all did that, we would be unstoppable. But no, we're busy on TikTok. We're busy learning the new dance craze.
Mm-hmm.
We're busy reading about the new scandals, as opposed to building
Yes,
ourselves
bro.
up. And that's cool if you're at 19, 17. I mean, niggas like us in our 30s, no, 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 no. I can see
And
if
look
you
how
are
much
where you want to be. I'm not where I want to be in my life right now. So I need to be disciplined. I need to strategize. I need to attack. I can't just be comfort living no more. Just happy to be here, like we said in episode 43. I need to attack, and just discipline myself. I can still have fun. Life's not going to be boring, but with discipline, there's certain things that have to get done. And no matter what you feel, you should get those things done because everything else after that will feel so much more better. The same thing that you feel, that, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I can get done those proper things in my life, then go do the other things and not feel as bad about it. You know what I'm saying? So I just need to just discipline myself, and that goes a long way. And I know it's right now it's just these are just words, but the action that comes after that will manifest a comfortability and a confidence within myself that hopefully can't be ignored. Sometimes your girl will yell at you or something, or she talk down to you, and it's like sometimes I go, man, how dare they or how dare she or whatever the case. But then I wonder, what type of respect are you expecting in this household? Okay, well, do you think you deserve that respect yet? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Have you been putting in the work to keep that respect? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you know what?
uh
Let me just get on my ass and take care of myself and make sure I'm good. So anyone around me will be damned to have to talk down or have anything negative to say about me because I know for a fact I'm putting my best foot forward. It's like you wouldn't allow someone to talk down about you if you know it's complete and utter bullshit. When there's truth inside of it, you can't do shit but go, okay. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a
hmm
relationship. So it's important that we have, reality about ourselves and truth about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's important. It's very important. And I'm glad that we're all here having these conversations. I'm glad it's not something that we ignore in this day and age, especially, me and you. We're doing our part and putting this positivity into the air and this man's mental health into the cyber. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yes,
to thank
sir.
y'all so much for hanging out with us. We are not done yet. We are here on Stereo, guys. Live on Stereo
Live.
for Men's Mental Health Monday, episode 50. We got Rashad Radio in the motherfucking building. What it do, family? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and see what Rashad talking about here on Men's Mental Health Monday. Once again, guys, if you're listening to this broadcast on stereo, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts, you are able to be a part of this conversation live if you are listening to us on stereo on Mondays, 1:30 Central Time. Make sure you follow us for any schedule changes. But the cool thing about stereo is that you're able to leave a message and be a part of the conversation. So I want to say what's up to Rashad Radio and invite him into the room and see what he
Goddamn, my
got to
brother.
say.
Shout out to Venie and my guy Pro Pittman, Men's Mental Health, episode 50. Whew, it's 50. Yeah, it's 50. Let me stop bouncing on these stereo streets and just let the phone chill and listen to y'all. So shout out to y'all. Happy New Year to y'all too. I don't know if you're ready to do a House of Hip Hop tomorrow, Pittman. If
Yes,
not, we
sir.
can do it not next Tuesday, but Tuesday after that, 24th, I think. But if you want to try
I'm
one
gonna need
out
some
tomorrow, just let me
Absol
know. I'm
reviews.
here listening though. Shout out to y'all.
Big love, family. Yes, I actually am off work tomorrow night. I got my schedule from Sunday to Wednesday like a goofy right now. But A lot of Tuesdays I'm off, so maybe I'll tell them just make it Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, and I'll keep that Tuesday open, depending. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, I'm off tomorrow, so let's make it happen. Schedule it up. House of Hip Hop. We are back, 2023. We actually got more from Rashad Radio.
Oh, real talk, Pittman. I said that to my lady yesterday. I was like, baby, you don't respect me like you used to. And she's been teasing me about it, talking about I don't respect her. But that shit's real, man.
True indeed.
I expect a certain amount of respect regardless of how much I bring to the table financially, just because my presence alone is rich and worth it. Like
Hmm.
I'm a big person on like, yo, we don't gotta do this. Whether it be friends or relationships or family. Like if you ain't rocking with me, we ain't gotta rock. If you don't respect me, don't force it. I don't force respecting people. I don't kiss ass to nobody. I don't put nobody, you know what I'm saying? Treat others you like to be treated type shit. But this whole idea of like, how much respect do I expect? I don't expect to be treated like a king, but I expect to be respected the same way any man who is trying his best to raise a family and be there for his woman. You know what I mean? Regardless
Hmm.
if I'm Elon Musk rich or I'm Earl from around the corner who trying to go half on the sack rich.
True indeed. Yeah, true indeed. Especially when it comes to love and relationships. Like, yo, if you love me, what I provide financially should technically have no bearing on your love for me. Maybe your opinion of me, but your love for me. I thought we established that that's here, that you feel that for me. So I expect love in all situations, even in turmoil, even in pain, even in anger. Love should still be there. Just because you are mad doesn't mean your love should disappear. And a lot of women do that. They get pissed off and it's like, fuck you. I don't care about anything I've said yesterday about how you're the best man in the world or about how you so good to me. Today you ain't shit and I can't stand you. And that shit will be daunting on a man. Well, I thought you just said I was a great dad, I was a great father, and that you appreciate me, but today I ain't shit because you stubbed your toe or because whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Like these things are dangerous. So it takes a strong man to be able to weather that storm and duck, weave that type of shit and know when hey, whoa, wait, and rein it in. Hopefully, you got that respect and power in your home to where when you try to rein it in, it's respected. Like, hold on, wait, yeah, let me remind myself, this is the man that I committed myself to, the person that is busting his ass for me and my family, and he deserves that. So, we all deserve that type of skirt in a fight to remember, hold on, wait, I do deserve respect. I do deserve love. You know what I'm saying? And this day and age of man, from what I know, the men that I keep myself around, we love to show our women that love. We love to remind our women how much we appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, on the flip side, it's less and less popular for women to do that. They forget more and more how much that shit means to us. Shit, I want affection too. I want to be reminded too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of times we're the only ones doing that. It's a thin line. You know what I'm saying, to walk. I feel you, brother. And
I'm
thanks for being here,
asking
dog. You know.
I'm asking 21 questions. You know what I'm saying? Since it's episode 50. If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If you didn't smell so good, would you still hug me? Like, yeah, bro. Like, for me, like, when it comes to, like, it comes back to where we was going to, like, the gender equality thing. Um, like, some people need to realize who's the alpha and who's not. It ain't no certain sex. And it's not even got to be overall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my woman knows something about makeup and I ain't about to go in there Debo, like, you know what I'm saying? She
Right.
gonna be the alpha of this situation. She gonna have to
Right.
lead. And I think as a man, it's hard. Sometimes it can be hard for a man to trust a woman to lead in a situation. And
Mm.
so a motherfucker even fake it till you make it, just to show, masculinity. So I
Yeah.
really have to, it's really just the roles, man. Make sure you know your role, man. It's not that hard, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
shut your mouth. Just
a,
saying.
a
Second.
place
That's
a place
rock
where
reference
a household where disagreements aren't allowed isn't built on understanding, it's built on control.
for
And we
sure.
don't want to control one another, we want to understand one another. Supreme understanding is love. I understand you to the fullest bit. And that comes from having knowledge about you and hearing your wisdom to getting an understanding. That's not something we can accumulate overnight. And I think it's important that relationships that have stood the test of time, like mine is 10 years strong, and we're happy and in love, that those things are paramount. You know what I'm saying? The experience that I have with a person goes a long way, and knowing how to react or how to respond to these things, all are paramount. That comes back to our men's mental health, to what we have to deal with. 'Cause a lot of things, the things we deal with are things that we have created. A lot of the problems that we have to deal with in life are things that we have made happen ourselves. We're putting up with the result of our actions. A man who is disciplined and on his shit all day will probably have less trauma that he has to deal with because he's disciplined. He's not creating these things. Now, granted, life throws curveball at you. Curveballs come all day, but you have to, train yourself daily to be able to dodge and weave them things when they do come. And if you get hit by one, know you're strong. You can keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that we're all putting in the individual work mentally, to make sure that, you know, we can expect that out of ourselves when the test has been put in front of us. You know, I didn't do my homework all the time as a kid, but I always passed my tests. And I used to look at that as a cool thing. I was like, but what if I would have done my homework? Maybe the test wouldn't have been as stressful. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have been a breeze. So I'm just gonna work harder on being disciplined and getting my mental homework done daily, whether it's exercise, whether it's reading, whether it's eating good, whether it's, fasting for certain things, to where my output can be easier and less stressful. Because I want to work smarter, not harder. I want to make life easier. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to lack in my ability because I want easy life. That just comes from having a hard childhood. You know what I'm saying? So we still have to put in work, because our kids, we want them to have a good childhood. So the work never stops. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own. It depends on what you want out of life and what you're gonna do to get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know I got a
Beautiful.
lot of faith in this though. I got a lot of faith in this day and age, and of the brothers nowadays and the things that we're dealing with. And I do believe that, if we all keep busting our ass, we can make the best out of all this. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe that. In this new year, we should all start this year thinking that. It's the first year, the first month of the year, the knowledge month, let's build from here. You feel me? For real. By this time next year, where can we be? Episode 100 and, some on men's mental health, ads, big sure mics and broadcasts, you know what I'm saying? And everything can be good if we dedicate ourselves and discipline ourselves to our work, which I know we're going to do. So I'm excited to see what this year can bring. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like 2023 is gonna be the year for for us to win, man. And I'm not just talking about men. I'm just talking about people in general, man. I feel like we got to go into this year. We got to build on character and principle. You know what I'm saying? And that one thing that my fam talked about earlier is discipline. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I know that's a little Andrew Tate thing, but yes, get discipline and good habits.
True indeed.
2023, y'all. Men's Mental Health Monday.
Yeah, I know what the fuck going on. Number love. I am Pro Pittman here with my brother, my partner in peace, not my partner in crime, Venie the Great. We thank you guys for being here with us, for celebrating this monumental 50th episode of Men's Mental Health Monday. And we are just getting started. Trust that. Just getting started, guys. So much love. Vinny, I hope you have a great day and a great
For
week,
sure,
my
bro.
brother.
You
I'll
too.
make sure I'll be in tune and see you in person. You know what I'm saying? And try to get in tune and
Come
catch
through.
up. And then we'll keep rocking it out. It's a new year, possibilities for greatness. Let's just grab it and attack it and make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? True indeed.
For sure, man. It's love to you and your family over there, man. I hope y'all have a good week. I'll see you soon. And if I don't see you soon, I'll see you here on Mondays, 1:30. Check us out, man. Men's Mental Health. 251 Radio. Play your favorite show.
Yeah.
Venie the Great, Pro Pittman.
We
It's
appreciate
been
y'all.
great, man. It's been
We always
great.
start
Great
these
talk.
shows with a peace. We always end these shows with a peace.
Peace.
Number love,
To the
my
Middle
brother.
East.
I'll talk to
Peace.
you soon. Thanks, guys. See y'all
Love.
soon. Love.